All right, guys, we're live for a special edition of Sports Talk / Monday Morning Quarterback / All Out Blitz, whatever you want to fucking call it. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So on today's show, we're going to kick off the Super Bowl weekend by talking about each of our top five personal favorite Super Bowls of all time. And also we're going to be talking about the NFL honors and the awards that were given out in last night's show. And we'll discuss that. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to be talking about that coming up next.
You really do need to fix that. Now I can see you got off your television.
Super Bowl weekend. You guys, I almost said you guys humped. You humped?
No.
You humped and pumped?
Nope.
I went out. I got a haircut. Got some stuff done today. Feel good. I got this in the mail, so it came just in time. So I'm going to be wearing it on Sunday. The reason why I'm wearing it now is obviously we're kicking up Super Bowl weekend, but by the time we do a show on Monday, they could be losers, and I might not be wearing it. So, hey, I got to get my money's worth, right?
You want to jinx it now, right? Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So, boom. All right, what do you guys want to talk about? You want to get into the Super Bowl picks, or you want to talk about the awards first?
The awards, because I'm fuming angry.
All right, so we're going to get to that in a second. Well, actually, let's get to it now. Which specific part of the awards last night are you fuming angry about?
Coach of the Year.
Yes, I can. That's exactly. I'm also like puzzled by that as well.
Yes,
it's probably the only. So, well, there's one other one, but out of all the awards that were given out, I think pretty much for the most part, we're all in agreement that whoever got it definitely should have gotten it for their respective what do you call it?
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Position.
I don't have a problem with anything else. Honestly, the only one I was wrong about, and I'll give you and Mike credit for it, was you guys had said Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Remember, I said Jonathan Taylor.
I said either or, because I was going for Jonathan Taylor as well earlier.
I remember telling you they'll never give it to a running back for MVP.
Right. So that's why we were hoping that Jonathan. Yeah. Right. But then when I was like, holy shit, wait a minute, I'm fucking so stupid. Cooper Kupp got the Triple Crown.
Right.
Yep.
So
that's why I said Cooper Kupp.
Right. Yeah. Everything else we called. We said there was no way in hell Mac Jones was going to win it after those 4, 5, 6 games where he just
he took himself out of there.
And honestly, what won it for Jamar Chase was that one 300-yard game he had. That let all the voters know. Because remember, Mac Jones only got 5 votes.
Yeah.
So you're not telling me over the course of the full season it was that much of a gap between those two. But when Jamar
I don't think so. I think
100-yard game, I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, most of the voting definitely came later on because, like you said, Mac Jones at one point I think was in discussion for it and then just played himself out of that.
Right. Yep.
All right. So what about the Coach of the Year?
No way, it's Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Just no fucking way, it's Mike Vrabel. Here's why I wouldn't even put Mike Vrabel anywhere near the conversation. If this voting happened at the end of the season, like it's supposed to, end of the regular season. You don't give it to Bill Belichick, who led a rookie quarterback to the playoffs. You don't give it to, what's his name from Buffalo, who led that team. What's the head coach for the Bills? Where's your brother, Joe?
I should know this too, though. I'm drawing a blank.
Right. I don't even know.
Yeah, I can't think. McDermott. So I'm going to just tell you who I think deserves it way more than McDermott. Yeah. Mike Tomlin. I mean, not the McDermott. I'm sorry, the Mike Vrabel. McDermott, Mike Tomlin, the coach for the Packers.
LaFleur?
Yes, LaFleur. The Bengals head coach.
Now he should have deserved it.
I think that's where I'm in what do you call it, agreement. I think it should have went to him. Was it Zach Wilson?
Zach Scott.
Zach Scott. Okay.
Zach Wilson is the quarterback of the Jets.
Yes, he is. But it wasn't Zach Scott the GM for the Mets?
Might have been. We've had a lot of names, Joe. We've had a lot of names.
Either way. But yeah, no, I thought it should have went to the Bengals head coach.
But
Why not?
I definitely have to say, and again, this is 100% biased, but I gave you guys 5 really good names.
Even Sean McVay should have deserved it for
Sean McVay,
coming from behind like that to catch up to Arizona and take the West.
Yeah.
But to me, here's the main reason why I was offended. It was Mike Vrabel. At no point during this season do I recall watching a Titans game where even the guys calling the game were like, bro, we're looking at the coach of the year. Bill Belichick, when they went on that 6-game or 8-game winning streak, everyone was preaching that. Well, you got the rookie of the year and you got the coach of the year. Obviously, they both played themselves out of that conversation. But I'm like, I don't ever remember turning on ESPN, Fox, anything, and anyone going, Mike Vrabel, that's your coach of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at what point did you give him that? I don't understand. But to me, Matt LaFleur, best record in the NFL, right? In the entire NFL, not just NFC, in the NFL. You don't give it to him. You don't get it to Mike Tomlin and a Ben Roethlisberger team. We had written that team off 4 weeks into the season. We thought, they're fucking dead. He's horrible. That's done. And he brought them to the playoffs. So I'm like, a lot of this just rubs me the wrong way.
As I recall, you wanted Mike Tomlin to step down as coach of the Steelers.
I didn't want him to have to stay in Pittsburgh for a rebuild. I think there is a franchise out there that is a head coach away from winning a Super Bowl. That's why I wanted him going. I don't think he's a bad coach, but I also don't think he deserves to go through a full rebuild. I mean, shit, we just watched Bill Belichick not go through a full rebuild. The man spent $80 billion, drafted the quarterback of his future, and they made the playoffs the first year. You know what I'm saying? So I want something like that for Mike Tomlin, where it's not you're not making the playoffs, you're developing, you know what I'm saying? But to me, Mike Vrabel, I do believe he is a very competent head coach. I'm not shitting on him as a head coach. But do I think he was a better head coach than the other 5 names we named? No fucking way. So I was very disgusted by that. Because I'm expecting to see like somebody of those names that I said. Because I was expecting to come here and we'd be like, all right, we kind of predicted all these categories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I saw head coach, I just went, did they let fans vote? Did all of Tennessee just show up? Or I don't understand. Who voted for this? Like, do you remember Cyber Sunday? I thought maybe they were pulling a Cyber Sunday.
That's what I thought, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, like they announced him as coach of the year, and I'm like,
and I did double check.
What did Tennessee do so fucking important? I mean,
because they got the top seed. That's pretty much it.
They were gifted the top seed.
No, but time out, Joe. And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
because I was talking to someone earlier, and they said the same thing.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Here's why I can't even give him that. He wasn't even the best seed in all the NFL. So you leapfrog LaFleur?
Right.
How does he not deserve it?
Right. No. So, but here's the thing, and that's I wanted to double check it just to make sure before I said something, because I had a hunch, but I just wanted to double check it. The Packers actually did not finish with the best record overall.
Who had the best record?
They did, but they were also tied with the Bucs. They were both 13 wins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that, and I remember, but it went to the Packers. Packers got the number 1 seed because of
even then, heck, Bruce Arians and Andy Reid. Andy Reid should have got it for the way they were.
I still think
played in the beginning of the year, and then
I still think.
Seed.
I mean, here's the thing. When you think of Titans, are you surprised? I mean, maybe that they went 12-5. Okay, sure. I think personally they're more of I almost said 10-6, but that's only because of the old 16-game season. Like 11-12. 11-12. What the fuck is wrong with me? 11-6.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like a maybe in a 10 or 11 game win, right? Winning season.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they're 12-5, okay, I'll give you that. You know, they got Derrick Henry, they got some stars, they got some star power, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals were one of the worst teams in football just a year ago or 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Now they slowly built up, right? What did they win? 4 games last year? 5 games last year? Something like that?
And that's because Bo got injured. Can you imagine what they would have looked like last year if Bo was healthy?
Exactly. But my point is, whatever the fucking head coach is, because I keep saying fucking Zach Wilson, Zach Scott, I'll give you Zach Scott led his team to their first playoff game since what was it?
But wait, remember you can't equate that because this is just regular season.
Right, but they still won. All right, so they won
the division.
They won their division.
Oh, then yeah, that you can add in. Yeah, but I mean, playoff success, they would tell you.
No, not what they did in the playoffs. No, I get that. No, I'm not talking about what, because if that's the case, the Titans were one and done. So it's just, I really thought it was going to go to, because Mike, was it you that mentioned it, or I think maybe one of our viewers in the chat when we commented and said, the Cincy head coach. It was probably one of the Cincy fans, probably Crayon Dude or something like that.
Oh, Brandon.
Yeah. That's right. Brandon's the Cincy fan. Brandon, or even Star Wars fanatic. He's from Ohio. Yeah. So I think one of them said it, and I wasn't really. I had no idea about who he was at that point. I didn't know he was even the head coach, so I didn't know what was going on. But yes, I agree. And the fact that Vrabel got it, I'm in agreement with you. I am.
Yeah. And look, I'll even say this, not even to have revisionist history. I wasn't thinking Cincinnati at all, but I'm at the point now, Joe, where there's at least 6 other head coaches I would give it to over Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, like, I can't even say, like, you finished with the first seed, mainly because the entire AFC was a fucking whirlwind. So if you're telling me that part of the reason why he got it is because they finished with the number 1 seed,
that's also why.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that's also why I don't think Tomlin should have been in that conversation. You know, I love Tomlin. I love the Steelers. I was pulling for them. The Steelers shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been. And I know it was Tomlin. You know, Tomlin, again, I'm not saying this is nothing bad about Tomlin, because I love Tomlin. But I wouldn't put Tomlin in that conversation. The other ones
100% would, only because, like I said, in week 4, we were saying they're done.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're right. But the only reason why they hung on, I mean, they won the games they had to, but like you said, the AFC was literally like the Wild Wild West. It was up for anybody. Anybody could have gotten in.
I'm saying I don't reward the Titans for getting that number 1 seed, because in the blink of an eye, it could have been Buffalo. It could have been Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been Cincinnati. Yeah. It could have been a few other teams. So it's like, that's like, at least the NFC you look at and you're like, it was a little bit more stable. The Cardinals obviously were the biggest wild card, but the Packers were consistent all year. You didn't look at them and go, it's such a roller coaster, right? The Bucks, they were somewhat consistent all year.
For the most part, yeah.
Titans were not. Chiefs were not. Bengals were not.
Did the Packers lose their last game? They did, right? Because they didn't start anybody?
So. Yeah, I think they lost
everybody at the
and then the other.
And here's the crazy thing. Their worst game was week 1. I'm sorry. Their worst game was week 1, and then Kansas City lost because there was no Aaron Rodgers.
That was 13-7, though, or something like that. They still almost won.
Right. It was. So all I'm saying is I look at the Titans and I go, and the fact that no one's even talking about Indianapolis's head coach. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's a team that no one saw coming. Again, they completely fucking fell on their face, but still, they had that stretch where it was like, the fucking Colts? They're going to do it? So all I'm saying is, Mike Vrabel, it's no disrespect. And again, I do applaud him. No Julio for a while. No AJ for a while.
No Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Literally for probably most of the season.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
You know what? I wouldn't even argue, Joe, if someone said he should be mentioned. But it's one of those names you throw in because you're like, you know what? You were impressive. Okay, I'll throw you in. But clearly, you're not going to win it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm offended he won.
You know what, though?
Coaches were in that audience.
Breaking it down the way you did for what they did with the playmakers that they lost, I'm starting to see why he was in the conversation. But I'm still in agreement with you. I don't think he should have gotten it. I still think the Bengals head coach should have gotten it purely because of it's the Bengals.
Yep.
They literally had one of the longest shots to go to a Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
Longest shots, and they end up winning the division. But again, I agree with you. The only other one that I was surprised at, and I know you weren't, but I was. And Mike, you and I kept talking about it throughout the season. We didn't think he was going to get voted. We didn't say that he wasn't MVP worthy. Aaron Rodgers, obviously he is. He should 100% be in that conversation. Top 2, top 3, whatever you want to put him in there, right? But because of the controversy with the immunization shit and whatever, we just thought that he was going to get snubbed. He didn't. I still feel, I'm not mad that Rodgers won. I still feel Brady should have gotten it. I really do. But I don't know. I'm sure you guys are happy that Rodgers got it over Brady. I still think Brady, considering his age, and he really is, to me, the MVP of especially the Bucs. Without Brady, I don't think they would have done anything. I really don't.
Well, we have to attribute that to both, because we didn't see that with Brady, right? Brady played all year. We saw one game with no Aaron Rodgers.
And they still almost won, and they played a top team.
But time out. Their defense looked great.
Yeah.
Their offense couldn't figure anything out. They couldn't figure anything out.
I get it. I mean, it's Jordan Love. He doesn't have.
I get it. I 100% agree.
If they would have had a veteran, I think if they would have had a veteran with like a Fitzpatrick or something like that to come in that, can pretty much learn any scheme right away or do whatever, they might have had a better shot. But no, I get it. The one game he didn't start, they lost. I mean, week 1, they lost 2 with him in it. But, again, that was the week 1. And then after that, they just turned it on.
But to be fair, the Saints completely demolished the Buccaneers too.
Yeah, no, the Saints defense.
Right. The Saints just have the number on a few guys.
9-0.
Seems like it's Rodgers and Brady.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Look, now that he's retired, I love Brady again. So I understand you putting him right there at number 2. I watched SportsCenter last night.
No, I personally put him there at number 1, but you put him at 2.
Right, I put him at number 2.
Yeah.
I watched ESPN last night where literally every single analyst was saying Brady's going to win it. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how they're just dismissing Aaron Rodgers. Like, he did not have a phenomenal season this year.
They were somebody what do you call it? McAfee was joking around, and he said, well, he wasn't joking around, but Rodgers was introduced somewhere. I forgot where it was. It was yesterday. I think it was earlier yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he was introduced, and they said 3-time MVP, 3-time league MVP was good. Excuse me. And he put it up.
Yeah. Oh, and it was at a golf tournament. I think.
The golf tournament, right? And McAfee's like, wait. And people were saying, does Rodgers know something that we don't?
Yeah. And it's funny, Joe, because I learned this a while ago. So, like, for award shows, usually your biggest names, like a Drake, won't go to the Grammys unless he knows that he won.
Gotcha.
He won't show up.
I understand.
Right? I do believe, but let's also be honest. Even if Aaron Rodgers didn't know he won, the man is the most confident man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I believe he's that arrogant that he was like, I already fucking won this shit. Crown me. You know what I'm saying? That's Aaron Rodgers. But like I said, because here's the thing. Let me ask you this, Joe. If the immunization thing was never an issue, he played the Kansas City game. Let's say they won 14-13, right? Yeah. It wasn't a blowout. They just won 14-13.
Gotcha.
Played all year. Immunization thing, never a problem. Mm-hmm. Would you still give it to Brady?
Yeah, no, because I never had, first of all, make it clear, I never put that against. I never held anything that happened off the field for Aaron Rodgers against him. I'm in the right mind, or I'm at the mindset rather, that what you do off field, unless you're fucking committing murder or something like that. But what you
Alvin Kamara.
Well, that's holy shit. Well, we can talk about that in a minute. But anyway, no. But what do you do off field? Especially when it comes to like medical, whatever. Yeah, that's not what you are on the field. So. Rightfully so. You look at the stats, his resume speaks for itself. Mm-hmm. He definitely deserves to be in the what do you call it, in the topic of conversation. So am I surprised? Hell no, of course not. I'm surprised that they voted, because I thought the voters were going to be like, well, fuck you.
So what edge did you give Brady? That's what I think.
You factor in some of the playmakers that he lost either due to injury or whatever, and the fact that he still led his team to 13 wins. I still think he has a little bit more than Rodgers has to work with. I'll give you that, except Rodgers has probably arguably the best receiver in the game. But his age, more than anything, his age. Everybody was like, we talked about this either last week or the week before that, right? The whole Brady cliff, and he just kept proving you wrong and kept proving you wrong. His age, he led the league in almost everything except for interceptions, right? He led the league in touchdowns. He led the league in passing yards. He led the league in almost every category. So, I mean, given the fact that he is number one, you would think he would get MVP. But
you know what I'll say, and this is the last thing I'll say for this. I'm sorry. I'll say I viewed the reason why I wanted Rodgers to win it over Tom was because I started viewing Tom like Michael Jordan a while ago, to where clearly Michael Jordan's the best player on planet Earth.
Yeah.
But you can't give it to him every year. So I'm looking at Tom and I'm like, his numbers have always been this high. You can make an argument. There's very few seasons where the man shouldn't have it every year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Tom Brady, and he's also one of those guys, Joe, that doesn't give a fuck about MVPs. He wants Super Bowl MVPs.
I know.
It means more to Aaron. It means – because, look, Aaron got knocked out of the playoffs after being the number one seed. This motherfucker's golfing and talking about winning MVPs and smiling like who gives a fuck. Brady just retired and is already talking about, I might want to come. He lives and breathes football. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, to Brady, he doesn't care. Give it to Rodgers. It means the world to him.
Stafford MVP more than what? All right, top three. No, I understand his stats were top three. I get it, but over Brady, over Rodgers, no. You're not putting Stafford over Rodgers.
And here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing for your brother. You ready for this, Joe? Here's why. Here's why Matt Stafford shouldn't have been in that top two conversation for MVP. Matt Stafford, albeit I know what you guys are gonna say, but Matt Stafford's not even the best player on this team. You could make an argument Cooper Kupp meant more to that team this year than Matthew Stafford.
I mean, Cooper Kupp, yeah. I mean, but you gotta have somebody to throw it to him too.
No, that's what I said. I know what you guys were gonna say, but I'm like,
gotcha. Over Brady, he's saying over Brady.
Yeah,
I still don't think.
Yeah, I at least put Brady at number 2. At least.
Yeah. I still don't think you want to put Stafford at number 3, fine. But what about Mahomes?
No, I would give your brother Matt Stafford over Patrick Mahomes. Okay. He was just more consistent all year.
Okay.
There were games where Patrick just looked lost.
Yeah, it was earlier in the season, definitely, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that Cowboys game, he looked lost. That Giants game, he looked lost. That Packers game, he looked lost.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford has been very consistent. So I'd say Matthew Stafford could be top 5, top 3 for sure.
Gotcha.
But over Brady, yeah, I don't know.
Mike, what do you think? You're falling asleep over there.
I'm just listening to Jerome because
Cooper was never talked about being great until Stafford got there, though. Well, no, I don't know about that. Stafford might have elevated Cooper. Look, again, when it comes to receivers, like Jerry Rice, obviously Jerry Rice was one of the greatest receivers, if not the greatest receivers of all time. He also had Joe Montana, but I think one could be good still without the other. For the case of Montana, I think Montana would have been good no matter who he would have had, right? And I think the same could be said about Rice. I think Rice would have been good if you had, Joe Schmo as quarterback. I'm not saying what I you know what? I don't know. But I don't know if I think Cooper. Yeah.
I'll ask you this. You could make a case Cooper Kupp is more consistent than Julian Edelman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like you take Cooper Kupp over Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman wouldn't have succeeded anywhere but with Brady. That was a wavelength that was special. It's why when you look at Eric Decker's numbers with Peyton and then look at his numbers with the Jets, you're like, well, clearly it was a Peyton thing.
Right.
Not an Eric Decker thing.
Gotcha.
But I look at Cooper Kupp is probably one of the greatest slot and out of slot receivers I've seen in a long time. Like pure slot guys that can work in and out. So I'm like, no, because I think if you put him with, you put him with Derek Carr, he probably still has the same. He gets open. The motherfucker just gets open. So I don't know, because I wouldn't say Matthew Stafford always throws him open.
Right. Right. I mean, Rice and Montana. The only reason why I said that, I was trying to think of a what do you call it, a good QB and wide receiver duo, but I wanted to basically make the point where you can still be good without the other. I think. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't help that Montana was the quarterback or that Rice was the wide receiver. So in this case, when it comes to Kupp and Stafford, you could also make the argument, because I think and you basically brought up Brady, right? You brought up Brady and Edelman. You could make the argument that a great quarterback elevates a good receiver to a great receiver, right? But it also takes a good receiver or a great receiver to get open or run the right routes or run good routes.
100%.
So yes, Stafford's got to get the ball to him, but Kupp's also got to get open, and Kupp seems to get open a lot. I mean, the separation that Kupp gets is insane.
It's filthy. It's very filthy. I mean, look, this isn't new for Kupp. There were people after that Super Bowl against New England that thought if Kupp had played, that the Rams could have beaten the Patriots.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you had Gilmore on Cooks.
I mean, I feel like no offense really wanted that game. So if Kupp would have had, if Kupp would have played, maybe, yeah.
Because look, I'll say this: that pass that Cooks had wide open in the end zone that got broken up by Jason McCourty.
Yeah.
Could Cooks have made? I mean, not Cooks. Could Kupp had made that play better?
Probably, but it was also Goff. I don't know, because it's Goff and Kupp. Maybe, yeah. Because
think about the year Goff had that year.
Goff had a good year.
The 50-40 game against the Chiefs.
No, you're right.
It was amazing that year.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mike, any surprises besides head coach? Any surprises that you can think of?
I can think. I mean, everybody that won actually exactly who we picked. I mean, like I said, I mean, I've said last week, I said Joe Burrow was going to be comeback player of the year.
Yep.
And I said it. It's a tougher division. Dak plays in the weakest division.
Yeah.
You just don't look at what Dak did. Oh, Dak got to the playoffs. So did Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, tougher division.
The only reason why I was in the when Kupp was, I'm sorry, when Burrow was mentioned, I said, oh yeah. But then I think it was my brother that said it, right? I forgot who originated the idea, but I was like, wait a minute. It's got to be Dak, because Dak went down with the bad injury, but he played previous seasons. Burrow only had played like 6-7 games the previous season or something like that, or 10, something like that. I forgot what it was. But I can see why they did it. I just assumed it was going to go to Dak, only because Burrow didn't play a full season.
Not when you're in division when every other team doesn't have a chance to make the playoffs, basically. I mean, Philly got lucky. They got in. But.
I understand what you're saying. Really quick, let me just catch up with these two comments.
Although I did love Rodgers' hairdo, though. I mean, but Harris got to make up his mind. Either part it to the side or keep the mullet. Just one or the other. That thing scared the shit out of me last night.
Hold on, Can I this real quick, Joe?
Yeah.
So none. Okay. I'll say this. Your point will be proven the year Matt Stafford retires and we get a new quarterback in LA and we see what kind of numbers Cooper Kupp puts up. Puts up great numbers, then we know it was just an evolution Cooper Kupp went through.
I mean, that makes sense too, but he is, I agree with the second half of the comment, because he was not great until this year, right? Because Cooper Kupp never won Triple Crown, right? I mean, this was okay. So he gets the Triple Crown. Stafford's on this team, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Stafford has produced similar and even better numbers before Kupp with the Detroit Lions. Now, I know. Well, he had Megatron. He had Megatron for a short amount of time in that span, but he was very consistent with the interceptions as well, but consistent with his numbers as well. So I get it. I get what he's saying.
He does know that I'm not saying Cooper Kupp made Stafford. I'm not saying anyone made anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I need to see Cooper Kupp. Because, again, I think a lot of times the problem is if a player grows the same time they get a new quarterback, it kind of then feels like, well, it was the quarterback. But it's like, well, maybe the receiver just had another year of growth.
Yeah.
And this was his year to kind of come out. So we won't really be able to tell till Stafford's not there, but Coop is, and he gets a new quarterback. Can he still? And it doesn't have to be these kind of numbers, but can he put up Pro Bowl level numbers again after Stafford? If he can't, then he's absolutely right. But if he can, then it was just Cooper Kupp's evolution to growing into being this kind of receiver. So we just got to say. You gotta say.
A listener, Jim, said Montana had a loaded team, which I'm not going to argue there. Roger Craig, Taylor, Clark, and Rice. It was unfair to any opponent. I mean, they won 4 Super Bowls, right?
I'm sorry. Didn't Dallas in that time span have arguably the greatest quarterback, running back, receiver tandem? And Deion Sanders on the other side of the football?
No, because Montana was more 80s and late 80s. Aikman, Smith, and Irvin were early to mid 90s.
No. I'm just speaking to him saying that Montana's team was just unfair how loaded it was. And I'm saying that Dallas team had probably the greatest 3 heads. 4 if you want to bring in Deion Sanders. But that was unfair. One of the best running backs. One of the all-time great receivers.
I mean, Cowboys also had Herschel Walker. I mean, what was the other receiver? It's not Herman Moore. Herman Moore was the Lions. Fuck. My brother was on. He should be. Mike, what was the other? Oh, he is on right here. Golden Tate had a 1,300-yard season with Stafford and hasn't broken over 1,000 with Seahawks or Giants. All right, so Stafford does make that's it. Alvin Harper. I couldn't think of the other. Thanks, no none. Alvin Harper was the other receiver that the Cowboys had. So you're not wrong.
But to be fair, though, to your brother's point, that year we're talking about with Golden Tate, and we obviously know the Giants thing, so we won't bring that up. There's been all kinds of craziness with quarterback there. But with Russell Wilson, remember there was a point where they were trying to go more run heavy.
Yeah.
And there were other options. Sidney Rice was there before his concussions became a problem. They had Percy Harvin there. They had Tyler Lockett. So they've had other receivers that kind of spread it a little bit more.
Yeah, Mike, you're getting a little ahead of yourself there. But the Rams team was unfair. I mean, it was the greatest show on turf. But also, to be fair, they won the 1 Super Bowl. They won 1 Super Bowl, and I'm sure that'll come up later. The Super Bowl they did win. Nobody scored in the first half, really.
They seemed pretty neutered. They seemed, again, I know people are going to throw at me like, oh, New England cheated that year. Okay, cool. All right, well, look, I was maybe, 8, 9 when that Super Bowl happened? So, okay, I won't argue that.
Oh, Mike, yeah, I can't believe you left out Torrey Holt. How'd you leave out Torrey Holt? He didn't even say Torrey Holt. He just said Warner, Bruce, Falk. And Holt. And hold on really quick. Kevin Williams was the 3rd wide receiver. Okay. All right. So you know what? Let's get, all right. Really quick. So just so we sum up the awards, we know Rodgers got MVP. So he won back-to-back years. He's got his 4th MVP. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jamar Chase, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year. We already said Cooper Kupp. And then what's the other one? Oh, and TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can we ask your brother a question real quick, Joe? Now that we have more of an audience, I want to know how your brother feels about Vrabel getting Coach of the Year, knowing that his Bills team was far more superior than that Titans team. It was one of those. They started to maybe catch some lightning.
Didn't Titans beat the Bills?
In the Bills? Say it again?
Didn't the Titans beat the Bills?
Did they? I don't remember.
I think so, Mike. Didn't the Titans beat the Bills? I don't know. I don't think Mike would have picked Vrabel to win. I'm thinking maybe the Bengals head coach, or I don't know if he picks McDermott. Mike, who would have been your pick for Coach of the Year?
Because I'm like, there should have been 5 names before.
You know, Joey, if you want to throw another thing in with this Cooper Kupp thing with Stafford, you got to remember one thing too.
Go ahead.
With Cooper Kupp there, when Odell came over, it humbled Odell a little bit, and his game got better because he wasn't being, like I said, the prime target, and he actually got better.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Mike. But here's why I think that shouldn't be an indictment on Cooper Kupp, even if that is true.
No, I'm not saying it's an indictment. That's more of a compliment.
No. But I'm saying to what no known was saying.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an indictment. Was you didn't hear the name Reggie Wayne outside of his time with Peyton Manning, right?
Mm-hmm.
That man, I think, is going to the Hall of Fame. So you could make an argument. Well, didn't Peyton Manning make Reggie Wayne everything he was? You're absolutely right. But was also Reggie Wayne one of the most dangerous receivers in his time with Peyton Manning? For sure. I think they complemented each other. Is all I'm saying.
Well, then the same could be said about Victor Cruz for Eli.
Yeah. You think? Wait, Eli made Victor Cruz, or Victor Cruz made Eli?
Cruz made Eli look good.
Yeah. I think a lot of receivers made Eli look good.
I don't know. I think you got to give Eli some credit.
No. Come on. I mean, we're Giants fans. We're going to give Eli credit, but let's be honest.
Some credit, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Credit. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean, again, Victor Cruz outside of Eli, I don't recall doing anything.
No, there is none. There is no. Yeah, there is.
So I'm like, I don't know how much that holds up.
I think McDermott should have been in talks. Who loses their best player on defense and haven't ranked number one for a full year? But I understand Vrabel, but Zach Taylor made the most sense. It's not. It's Taylor. Is it Zach Taylor?
It was
might be. We could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Zach Scott.
No, we could have all been wrong.
Because Zach Scott was the Mets GM, Mike.
You mean Zach buy me a drink, Scott?
Yeah. All right. You know what? All right. And then hold on. Really other. Yeah. And of course, Joe Burrow gets edges. Dak. So I guess it was close. Dak Prescott for comeback player of the year. All right.
Dak had really good numbers this year, so I can understand how it was close.
Let's shift gears. Our top five Super Bowls of all time. Yeah, it's Zach Taylor. I'm going to do also one honorable mention. So if you guys can think of an honorable mention, I mean, Joanne, you wanted to name like 20 of these.
Why always like honorable mentions?
Because I didn't want to go without saying this game at all.
All right. Well, you know what? If you want to put an honorable mention in, fine. I'm not. I did 5, and I wasn't looking at. Because of the top 5, then becomes the top 6.
Well, no, it's just top 5 with honorable mention.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's cranky. Someone's hangry. Okay.
No, I ate already. I'm just cranky because I'm freaking tired. I'm sorry.
All right. You ready?
Don't kick me out. You already done that.
Joanne, what do you got?
All 5 or just one at a time? One
at a time, starting with your honorable mention if you have one. If you don't have one, then skip it.
Oh, my honorable mention would probably be last year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
I like dominance in Super Bowls.
What's up, guys?
Do. I know a lot of people like those close nail biters. I like because you're supposed to see the best of the best. So I like it when there turns out to be better than the best. I'm just way better than you in every aspect. And again, I don't hold that Super Bowl against Mahomes. Nothing worked for that Chiefs team. Not a defense, not a special teams, not an offensive line, not a running game. So I don't blame him for it, but damn, that's going to always be attached to him. That ass whooping was horrible.
Look, the Bucs came in with a good defensive plan. They knew what to do. They had the blueprint and they utilized it. They shook up that offense.
Joe, the Buccaneers are playing so well. At some point, I was just like, damn, even their cheerleaders are better than the Chiefs cheerleaders. Damn, I saw the water boy more spry than theirs. And I'm like, everything is just better over in Tampa right now. Jeez. So that's my honorable mention. So you want me to go through the rest of them?
No, I'm gonna go. I'll go honorable mention really quick, and then we'll start at number 5.
You want me to get an honorable mention? I'll get an honorable mention
if you can. Yes,
because I left it off the list. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 20, Giants beating Buffalo.
Okay.
Denver. I'm sorry, Denver.
Okay. All right. Good honorable mention. All right. My honorable mention was Super Bowl 49, Pats versus Seahawks. The second and goal with 26 seconds left.
Hand the ball off.
And Russell Wilson intercepted.
Hand the ball off. No, we're going to pass that shit.
By Butler, which was intended for Lockett.
Can I say really quickly, Joe, because it never gets mentioned. Everyone, and yes, I agree. You obviously do run it. You're on the goal line. You do run it. But I do want to add, people forget Marshawn Lynch had what should have been a walk-in touchdown that Dante Hightower just made a shoestring tackle for. That was just a great play. So then I kind of think if you're Pete Carroll, yes, I do think Pete Carroll wanted to win Russell Wilson Super Bowl MVP.
Gotcha.
But it was more so you're fearing Bill is prepared for Marshawn Lynch. Albeit at that year, no one could stop him. But New England did a really good job on Marshawn Lynch in that whole Super Bowl. So I think you're kind of thinking, we've been torching them in the air. Fucking Kyle Arrington couldn't defend to save his life. I think we had a good play. It was a good play, just an even better play.
It was a really good defensive play by Butler. I get it. No, look, he bumped. I mean, might have gotten there a little early, but that's besides the point. But I still think it was a clean play, and it was a good defensive play. But I think it just shows. I just feel like it wasn't third down. It was second. They could have. I think they run it. I think they at least do one more run play.
I agree.
Maybe third and goal, okay, pass it. But second and goal, you got to run it. But really quick, because this is from your point before, Wayne and Manning aren't the same comparison as Cooper and Stafford. Wayne was drafted to the Colts with Manning already there, Harrison there to teach him the ropes. He developed with them while Stafford just stepped in. So he's saying that he's basically saying that Harrison was there to teach him the ropes.
I don't understand how that gives Reggie Wayne more. The only comparison I was making was the fact that Reggie Wayne did nothing outside of Peyton Manning. That was the only comparison I was making. I wasn't comparing the receivers. It's just I have to wait and see what Cooper Kupp does outside of Stafford for me to really truly feel that way. That's all I was saying.
I got you. No, I understand. Honorable mention for Mike is the Elway or Broncos. I mean the Elway, the Falcons and Broncos and Falcons, Elway's last game, which was Super Bowl. He corrected himself, Super Bowl 33. All right, Mike, what's your, you already won your honorable mentions. Jawan, number 5.
Number 5, I'm going with, hold on, let me pull up my list here. I'm going with Packers-Steelers.
Okay. That was a good one.
That was a really, really, really good game. Aaron Rodgers needed that. Goddamn, if he had no Super Bowls right now. But Ben Roethlisberger, 2 interceptions in that game, man. 2 interceptions, and Jordy Nelson went for a $140 and a touchdown. They played a really good game, and I was very nervous in that Super Bowl. Remember, Charles went out with a shoulder injury, and I was just like, shit, with him out, Ben's just gonna light it up. And that defense rallied. I think that was Clay and B.J. Raji on that defensive line.
Raji, yep.
Yeah, I think B.J. Raji was there.
Yeah.
They just played a really good game, man. And shout out to Nelson and Aaron Rodgers for playing a really good game. I enjoyed that Super Bowl a lot.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Then they won. It was a close one. What was it 31-25? So, Mike, who do you got? Number 5. What's your number 5?
Actually, I went with. Well, Mike corrected himself, but I'm gonna say Super Bowl 32 or John Elway's first.
Okay. Yeah, because they won back-to-back years.
Yep.
That was against.
Actually, they beat Green Bay that game.
I was going to say that was against the Packers. Yes. No, that was a really good Super Bowl. You see, now here's the thing. Here's my really quick before I give you my list. My list is compiled of games that not only I thought were good, but were games that I like for a reason because I like the outcome. So I was going for the Packers that year. It was a great Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. I always tell you my way of going about Super Bowl picks, if it wasn't my teams playing like the Giants, was I would predominantly go for NFC. You know, back then it was NFC almost every year until the Broncos won that Super Bowl. Killing the streak of I think 11 or 14 in a row won by the NFC. So I agree with you. And even Mike says 32 is Super Bowl 32 is tops. He thinks it's tops. But I was going for the Packers, so therefore it didn't make my list. My number 5 is the Pats and Falcons, Super Bowl 51. Down 28-3 with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, 19 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, and obviously the 6 in overtime to win the game. I mean,
sleep.
Holy shit.
By halftime, I was going to sleep.
I was on my way home. I was like, all right, this is over. Now, here's the thing.
You want to know where I was for that Super Bowl?
Where?
Watching my granddaughter be born, because that kid couldn't wait for after the game. She had to
Oh
be
yeah,
born.
yeah. You know, you said that. You said that. Yeah.
No, it was funny because I was telling you the story that Friday we went
That's
for the
low.
pizza, and the owner's wife is like, the baby's being born on Super Bowl Sunday. I said,
Yeah,
a
I
whole
know.
fucking
I know.
lot.
I remember you were telling me that. Yes. I can't believe I forgot that. You just told me that
I'll
the
be
other
stuck
day.
in the hospital. I can't even watch the game.
But yeah, so I was on my way home. I was at a party and we left because it was a fucking blowout. And I was going with it, but here's the thing: I was going for the Falcons because I was like, all right, you know what, Matt Ryan, you should get it. He's been in the league. Good for the Falcons. Let a new team win. Falcons have never won, so I was okay with that. But then when they started to mount the comeback and I was watching it on my phone nonetheless because it was in a fucking cab on the way home. I'm like, I couldn't believe what I was watching on my phone. I'm like, this is crazy.
Bro, I started to swear off anything birds. Chicken, Tweety bird, anything bird, I was starting to swear off. And now I'm like, look at Tom Brady coming back.
Juwan, I'm going to name one bird that's going to piss you off. Eagle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that solidified my hate for birds. But it really just solidified my hate for Philly. I hate everything Philly.
I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Hey, we all agree on that one.
I'm with you there.
It should just go. It should just go.
Juwan, what do you got at number 4?
I'm going Ravens 49ers. That
Okay.
game was met with so much controversy. Obviously, Beyonce having so much bandwidth, it shuts down the entire Super Bowl for like 30 minutes.
Yep.
But no, most of all, I remember that game. I remember thinking, Michael Crabtree, there was pass interference on Michael Crabtree. I don't care what anyone says, whether you say you play on, no problem. Me as someone who hated the Ravens, again, birds, that was a pass interference. That should have been a touchdown. 49ers should have had that ring. Cap should have had that ring. But it was good to see brothers coaching against each other in the Super Bowl.
That was, I know, it was a good score. 34-31. I mean, it was a really good game.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. No defense was being played.
But because I'm with you on hating the Ravens, I was not going that way. So that is why it is not on my list. But nonetheless, a great fucking game.
It was.
I was going for the Ravens because I just can't stand Kaepernick. So
wow.
So I just went.
I will say though, I was happy for Bolden. No, was Bolden on the 49ers at that time?
Was on the Ravens.
No, Bolden was on the Ravens.
Yeah, Bolden was on the Ravens at that point.
He was one of my all-time favorite receivers. He's in my top 5.
Yeah.
I viewed Bolden the way you guys hear me talk about Keenan Allen.
Okay.
So I loved.
No, Bolden's great. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Bolden's great.
So I was happy to see him get a ring.
Mike, who you got number 4?
Super Bowl 46, Giants beating the Patriots for the second time.
Nice.
Good game. I mean, anything beating Tom Brady in New England is a wonderful thrill.
Yeah. No, I get it. And 21-17, another close game. Now a lot to be said about that game. Yeah. Mike says
have the catch in that game.
See, Mike says Super Bowl 46 is not top 5. And I will say this, Mike.
All right, but remember how we're viewing this as.
Right.
These are all personal top 5.
Yeah, then no, Mike. First of all, you're 100% right. They're out personal top 5, right? So that's probably why they're going to make our list. But I'm not going to lie. This was a last-minute addition. That's why I wanted to do the honorable mention for the Pats.
Well, that's why I put it as 4. That's why.
Right. This was a last-minute addition. I didn't think it was worthy for top 5 either. But then I was like, you know what? It is a top 5. My team fucking won.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be biased, Mike.
I remember saying I wasn't going to put New England on here at all. And I'm just like, I can't do that. What?
How do you not? Exactly.
Some of the best moments were New England Super Bowls.
I mean, I should have put Bills and Giants. I'm going to tell you right now. And I think I said this. I think I already told you guys this last week that I wasn't going to have Bills and Giants on here because 2 reasons. One, it was my first Super Bowl that I've ever watched. So I was into the game. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the Bills lost. The Giants didn't win. The Bills lost. They fucking kicked themselves out of the game. Right. They lost the game-winning field goal. So they missed the game-winning field goal, rather. So that's why I didn't put that on there. All right, my number 4 is Super Bowl 43, Steelers and Cardinals.
That was a good game.
That was a really good game.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I was not awake for the winning, for the game-winning catch. I was not awake. The game was so lopsided at halftime that I was just like, all right, this game is over. And I also worked the morning shift that day to be able to watch the game. And I believe, what was it? I have it written down somewhere. It was...
Score?
Yeah.
The score
It was 17-7 at half.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not lopsided. Why the fuck did I think it was that lopsided?
No, 28-3 is more lopsided.
Yeah. Why did I think it was that? Why did I go? I think I just fell asleep because I was tired. But anyway, it was 17-7 at half. But I mean, everything kicked in the last part of the game. You know, you got really quick. You got Warner to Fitzgerald for a touchdown, making it 20-14. Then the holding fucking call in the end zone for a safety made it 20-16. And then a 65-yard fucking pass from Warner for Fitzgerald again to give the Cardinals the lead. And then we all know what happened with Santonio Holmes and the Steelers. I mean, what a fucking catch. But what a fucking throw. I mean, so here, I think we talked about this already, but guys in the chat, and I'm going to ask you guys one last time. What was more impressive, the catch or the throw?
Catch.
Okay.
To get both of those feet in, to get both of those people, that's very underestimated as a viewer watching football, because they don't usually show you the feet, so they show the replay. Wait.
He's right. Yeah, you're right. It is. Whether a Pata fan or not, it's a top 5. That was a great game. He's talking about the one that I put as Super Bowl 30. Oh, no, he's saying Super Bowl 36. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Mike.
I don't remember about the numbers.
Super Bowl 36 was the game that he was talking about earlier, the Greatest Show on Turf. 20-17.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sure.
So you were saying about the catch. Go ahead.
Yeah. So unless they show you the replay where they're like, look at the feet. You don't usually see that. So you just go, oh, fucking throw. He put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, as a receiver, that throw was out of bounds. He had to catch it, secure his feet.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
No, I agree. I think the catch was more impressive, but Roethlisberger also threw it where only he could make that catch.
Well, also, if you look at it again, there was nothing a defender could do unless he was stopping Holmes.
Yeah.
Right? There was nothing he could do to play on the ball. So I understand that for sure. I understand that.
Yeah. Really quick, Super Bowl 25, Bills versus Giants. We just talked about that. Was a pivotal Super Bowl when talking about dynasties. Giants win by a field goal. If Bills win, they're talked about one of the greatest dynasties. Perhaps they never develop a mental block in Super Bowl games. It could, and I can understand what you're saying with that. If the Bills win, does it propel them to go on to win more? I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you why. That was a close game, a very winnable game for the Bills, and that is why I didn't put it on this list as a Giants fan, because I'm acknowledging that as great as the Giants team was with Sims and obviously Lawrence Taylor and Mike, help me out with the who was the running back for the Giants?
Joe Morris.
I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, good.
Joe Morris. All
right, not to get too off track. Then you got the what do you call it? Mark Ripon and the Redskins the following year. 14-2, they were one of the best teams in the fucking league. I mean, they lost 2 games, I get it, but they were pretty much unbeatable. And then the last 2 games, you went against the other dynasty of the 90s in the Dallas Cowboys, and we already talked about how stacked they were. So, yes, the Giants game was very winnable, even against that stingy defense that the Giants had. But, and I mean, no other team has ever won. I mean, they lost all 4, but no team has ever went to 4 straight Super Bowls. That's a feat that'll never happen, I think. But
close though.
Yes, but it is close. It is. You're right. Almost close. Almost close. The Chiefs could have went there if they were where they could have gotten close to it. But anyway, I don't know even if they beat the Giants. What I'm trying to say is if they can still best the Redskins, and then of course the Cowboys, which was even a harder opponent. So who knows?
But just real quick, Joe, I meant New England. I'll never forgive that no call.
Oh yes, yeah, in the New England. I thought you were talking about as early as the Chiefs now.
No, yeah, remember that when Broncos went to play Seattle, where Seattle blew them off the court.
Yeah,
Denver had beat New England to go.
Yeah,
and it was that no call on Gronk in the end zone where they were looking to tie it that they didn't call. They said it was just a play on. I'll never forget that shit.
I got you. All right, we are. What are we at? Number 3, right?
Well, I'll just say this: you've named 2 or 3 of mine, so I really have one left that hasn't been mentioned.
No, so what? So you're still going to go on with it, but who are we up to? I just don't want to skip anybody. Mike, did you just go?
No, I don't think he's gone yet.
No, I didn't do number 3 yet.
No, I'm talking about. So are we up to number 3? Each of us gave 5 and 4, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's up to 3. So so who goes? Jawan, you're up number 3.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say the one because we're not putting this in order, right?
I'm ranking them. But
I'm doing mine in order.
Yeah, you don't have to though.
I wasn't. I was just naming the 5 that I have. Shit. Now I feel horrible. So I gave Packers, Steelers, Ravens, 49ers. So the next up.
Yeah, he was saying that. Yeah, Jawan was saying that. Yeah.
I'm going Giants versus Patriots 07.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going that Super Bowl is what was the story coming out of that? Mainly because no one ever cares about the loser's point of view, only the winners.
Mm-hmm.
The story was the Giants defense was so destructive. Brady couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't fart, couldn't even drink water without being terrified of seeing Strahan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what people tend to forget is that Brady threw what should have been the game-winning touchdown to Moss. And then his defense decided to take the biggest shit in Super Bowl history. Right in the middle of that fucking field. They decided to take a shit. And then we know what happened from there. And then what made it worse. Here's what I always tell people. The helmet catch, it didn't bother me. You want to know why? The Giants' best receiver that year was Plaxico Burress. Why the fuck was he wide open for that touchdown? I mean, wide open. He couldn't have been any more open for that.
I mean, he was open, yeah, because how do you cover him? How do you cover Plaxico?
I mean, put a body on him at least. He looked like he was 3 yards, yards alone.
No, he was wide open for a reason.
Only thing more wide open than Plaxico Burress in that game was Christy Canyon.
The corner played him in. Burress looked like he was going to go in and then went out. Right. So yeah, no, it was a great drawn out play. But yeah, but Mike, so I don't know, was it 17 or 14 was the joke? Because remember they interviewed what was it, Moss, right?
No,
it was Brady. It was Brady.
He laughed at it. He said,
we're rolling in a court. We're rolling in a. I thought it was 14.
Wait, who gave the prediction? Was it Plax that gave the prediction?
Burress gave the prediction that they were gonna hold them to that amount of points.
Off thinking it was fucking funny
because they were the top scoring.
Isn't that fucking funny, Tom?
But which is wild. He made that prediction knowing that when they had played New England in the regular season, we had dropped 30 points.
Yeah.
So it was like 14. I don't understand if he said 21. 14. And then they came out there and played one of the greatest defensive games ever.
Yeah.
But again, no one ever remembers Brady threw what should have been the game-winning touchdown. And then the defense just decided, I'm going to shit the bed and make sure Brady doesn't win this. And that's what happened. I give all the credit to the Giants. They won that. I'm not saying New England lost it. Giants went in and took that game. But damn, no one ever talks about that touchdown to Moss.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? No one.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, that wouldn't have been a tie, Mike. They actually would have went to sudden death.
Mike, who do you got for number 3?
Super Bowl 16, San Francisco beating Cincinnati's White Clock with the catch.
That was the catch. That's what it's labeled as.
That's
what it's labeled as.
That's what started the catch.
Yeah, that's what it's labeled as.
Well, I know older people will go, well, Frank, what's his name with the Immaculate Reception would have been the original catch, but to my generation, yeah, that's what started those Super Bowl catches.
Yeah. No, I got you.
And everybody's been talking about it. When San Francisco was taking on LA, they'd been it's been 40 years since the catch.
Yep.
And everybody kept saying, well, San Francisco might actually get in to play Cincinnati again. I'm like, oh, God. Please don't let Jimmy Garoppolo go in the Super Bowl.
I wanted that just
give me
purely
a game I could enjoy.
Yeah, everybody.
To go just to assure that Joe Burrow won his first ring.
Well, that definitely would have been assurance. I'll tell you that. All right. My number 3 is, we already talked about it, but it is Giants versus Pats, Super Bowl 46, 21-17. And when you think that, as a Giants fan, obviously, when you think that, you just think the only thing that comes to mind is that beautiful sideline pass to Manningham. That was pretty much what.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. The only play that comes to mind for me is Brady on second down, I believe it was, throwing that deep ass ball to injured Gronk.
Right.
And a middle linebacker picked off.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever had that.
Chase Blackburn.
That's never in my mind in a big game. I'm not saying never.
No, you're right.
Middle linebacker picks off Gronk?
You have no right. No linebacker has any right.
But you know what's even worse with that game? Is Bill Belichick had the greatest defensive idea ever in football.
Let him score.
David Ward runs up and Bill Belichick says, let him fucking go. David Ward realizes, oh shit, nobody's going to tackle me. Let me stop on the one.
No. That was Bradshaw.
It was, Mike. It was Bradshaw. It was. I mistakenly said Ward a few weeks ago. It was Bradshaw.
It was Bradshaw. My bad.
Yeah. I'll never forget that because he fell in and was like,
he tried to stop it. Gravity just took over.
You probably had every single Giants fan
a minute left in a game to try to score.
You had every single Giants fan
held up.
Yelling at the fucking screen at that point. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking don't go in there. And we're yelling at somebody. We're complaining about getting a touchdown. But we knew we just gave Tom Brady and the Patriots too much time. Right. But luckily, like you said, Mike, our defense stepped it up. All right. Juwan, what do you got for number 2?
It was already said, but New England versus Atlanta.
Okay.
That Super Bowl. Like I said, I was starting to go to sleep, man. I'm like, no way I can ever see Tom Brady go out like that. No fucking way.
Well, he didn't.
And next thing I know, my phone's buzzing, and I'm like, it's people just talking shit to me. And I'm just watching the score progressively go up. So I turn it on, and I'm just like, the Falcons are playing as if they're down, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Falcons were playing as if they were up like 30 points. Right, and it's just like they score 1 or 2 times, whatever. You guys do know one field goal won you that Super Bowl. Just one field goal, being up 20 something to 3, wins you that Super Bowl.
28, yeah.
And they couldn't even fucking get that.
Nope.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. But I will say this: no New England fan has ever said this. I will be the first one to say it.
Okay.
That James White overtime touchdown was not a touchdown.
I can't remember.
He was down at goal line. He was down at goal line.
I think that was talked about, but they obviously ruled it a touchdown. But yeah,
it was a touchdown. I think at that point, the NFL was like, greatest comeback ever, rule it.
That's it. Touchdown.
But that was not a touchdown. He was 100% down. He even looked around and was like,
I agree with you because I remember thinking that when the game was live. Because I got to at least see that. I got home in time to see the game-winning drive in overtime.
At the time, I didn't give a fuck.
You know what? Here's how stupid people are, though. This is the best. The whole controversy, people putting it all over the internet. Oh my God, the game is fixed. Fox or whatever. Who broadcast this? Is it CBS? Who has the broadcasting rights to Super Bowl?
No, it changes. It changes.
No, I know. What was it that year? Was it ABC? Who had it that year?
It wasn't NBC because I don't recall hearing what's his name's voice, Chris Collinsworth.
Okay.
So it wasn't NBC.
Let's just say ABC let's just argument's sake, just for that, right?
Okay.
They're like, oh my God, ABC let it slip. They already knew the Patriots going to win. Meanwhile, all the graphic was saying, it was trying to explain to people at home that a touchdown in overtime wins the game.
Right.
So everybody thought they were saying that the Patriots were going to get the touchdown to win the game, but it was so stupid. So stupid.
It was mainly because if you remember that game well enough, you remember the Falcons owner came down. It looked like all the rappers that were there for that game was all down on the field, ready to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
They were ready to crown Atlanta 3 quarters in.
Of course.
So no, don't give me that. Oh, they fixed it so New England could
No,
win.
so stupid.
What? The
So
Falcons
stupid.
had to be that stupid to let New England come back so that they could win.
Mike, what do you got for number 2?
You know, just to end on that one, it's kind of like it's kind of like the mush,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Come on,
Yeah.
Kryptonite.
Come on, Falcons.
Come on, Falcons. This motherfucker bet this fucking team.
That's it.
Give me the betting ticket.
They lost. All right, what do you got for number 2?
Giants beating Buffalo Bills. Wide right. Scott Norwood. Thank you very much. When a fucking backup quarterback that cost Phil Simms his career.
Jeff Hostetler.
Fucking Jeff Hostetler. As much as I mean, look, I know he wanted.
I like Jeff Hostetler.
I mean, I like him, but he took away Phil Simmons' job, and Simmons was never the same after that.
I get it. And what he went to the Raiders after that, right? Didn't Hostetler go to the Raiders?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no. Like I said, Giants won.
You know, Norwood, the kick went up, and you saw the thing go wide right. I'm like, okay, we won.
I get it. All right. Bills lost it. Mike said, yeah. Giants
Norwood
didn't. Yeah.
Norwood's one of the most hated men in Buffalo.
Giants didn't win the Super Bowl, Mike. Bills lost it. That's what I said. That's why it didn't make my.
That's why I went wide right, and I don't care if they win or lose. They still won the game by 1.
Right.
And my team still has 4 more Super Bowls than the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. You're right. All right. My number 2, Super Bowl 34, St. Louis Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. It was obviously after they relocated to St. Louis, after the Titans relocated from Houston to become the that were originally Houston Oilers. But what made this game special, not much offense was scored earlier in the game, but everything came towards the end. And Dyson, that was the play. Dyson stopped. There was only it was 1st and goal with 6 seconds left. Dyson stopped 1 yard shy.
Not with Daniel Jones as our quarterback. No way, Mike. I know that ain't happening.
Yeah. So Super Bowl, so Super Bowl 34, Rams beating the Titans 23-16. And like I said, Dyson, his outstretched hand could not get. It was known as the longest yard. And that's my number 2. Really quick, it was a 40-yard field goal. No, I know it wasn't just a chip shot. All right, that was my number 2. Juwan, what do you got number 2?
Actually, I think I'm on number 1. I think I'm on my last one.
Number 1, Joe.
That's right. You're right, because that was my number 2. All right, you're number 1.
My number 1, you talked about it. It was one of the most demoralizing games for me, and that was Steelers Cardinals.
Okay.
I love Larry Fitzgerald so much, and Kurt Warner. Shout out to my guy Dom, who got to go out there and interview Kurt Warner in person for Kurt Warner's movie.
Yeah.
Seeing them lose like that was just like, damn, man. That touchdown to Larry Fitzgerald was great. And you're just like, all right, Kurt's got it, man. He found a new life here in Arizona.
Yep.
No, he got one. And Ben was just like, ha, never. And you know, I want us to remember more Ben Roethlisberger memories like that. You know, and less of him doing shit like he did this year. But no, that game, I remember that was probably San Antonio Holmes, I think, had one great year with the Jets. But him and Mike Wallace were never really all that much the same after leaving Pittsburgh. Mike went to the Vikings, I think. And obviously San Antonio signed that ridiculous contract with the Jets that he never lived up to.
You know what neither one of us brought up?
What?
About that Super Bowl?
What?
The 100-yard interception by Harrison.
Oh, we did not. We did not. That was big time. That was huge. That was really huge. Was Mike? No, Mike Tomlin wasn't the head coach. It was Cowher, right?
No, I think Cowher won their first Super Bowl when they beat the Colts. I mean, not the Colts, the Seahawks. When they beat the Seahawks, Cowher won their first.
Ben's first Super Bowl was with Cowher. The second one was with
Tomlin. Yeah.
You know what, Mike? You're right. You know what I'm forgetting? I'm forgetting what was on my list. Packers beating the Steelers. I don't know why in my mind I thought the Steelers beat the Packers.
No.
I'm forgetting Rodgers holding up the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm forgetting that.
Yeah, no, it was Tomlin when they played the Cards. And look, right. I was torn, and I agree with Larry Fitzgerald being the brightest points of the sport. I was torn that year. that Super Bowl because I am a Steelers fan, but I'm also a Kurt Warner fan. That's why I was going for
I'm
the
sorry,
Rams back
you're
then.
what?
What?
You're a what? You're
A
what?
Steelers fan? Steelers fan?
What?
Yeah.
Where did Giants go?
I'm still a Giants fan. Well, really quick, where is that thing? Let me try to find it. Hold on.
Are you trying to double dip? That doesn't exist.
He always double dips.
You can't do that in sports, Joe.
Got the terrible towel, bitch.
You can't double dip.
You know, this is from 1994. That's how old this towel is.
Ew.
Yeah.
You
hard
dip
as a
the
rock.
chip once, and that's it.
Terrible towel.
Yeah, no, come on, Joe. You can't double dip. Come on now.
But yeah, so look, I love Kurt Warner, and I was pulling for the Cardinals and whatever. It was a great Super Bowl. But that interception by Harrison that Warner throws when they were literally on the goal line was just unbelievable. And that pretty much, solidified. Obviously, the Cardinals came back after that interception, but
And can I say this?
I was going for Neil O'Donnell back then. You're right.
Can I also say this? Shout out to one of the greatest blitzing safeties of all time in Troy Polamalu.
Oh yeah.
That's a name that I think today doesn't get mentioned enough.
It's not just, and that's the thing with the Steelers, and that's why I always liked them. Their defense with Porter and Lloyd, Kevin Green was on that team. I mean, not on that team, but on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like you said, Troy Polamalu, like all those guys, Woodson, Rod Woodson. I loved the Steelers. Steelers, black and yellow. I mean, come on, they have a song. They have a fucking song, black and yellow. Come on.
Yeah, but it's Giants first, though, right?
Oh, 100%. You know what's funny though? So I told you this before, and I'll say it again. And I'm sorry if I'm repetitive to our listeners, but when I was younger, I picked teams either based on their name, like Lions and Tigers or whatever. I used to pick them like
And
names
Bears,
like that, and Bears. Oh my, or the team colors. So that's why black and yellow stood out to me. But I didn't realize, because obviously I'm a Giants fan and blue's my favorite color, but you got the Giants and then you got the Steelers and then you got Rooney and Mara, who are the, literally like best friends. Weren't they best friends?
I mean, they never played each other in the Super Bowl, did they?
No.
Yeah,
No, they did not.
We could be best friends. Yeah. I never have to play you in a game that's meaningful. Sure. Yeah.
Mike, is that true? Kevin Green was a wrestler?
Yes, he did.
Gotcha.
Now, Steve Mongo McMichael had the bigger wrestling career, but yeah,
Gotcha.
Kevin Green had a couple of spots.
I think I do remember that. All right, we're up to number one. Right? So, Mike, what's your number one?
Super Bowl 42. And it's like Brock Lesnar is the 1 in 21-1. New York Giants are the 1s in 18-1.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the game itself. I mean, Plock's predicting the score, Brady laughing it off.
Mm.
Eli running all over the fucking place and throwing the pass like Skip Bayless would say with his eyes closed.
Pretty much. I think he did that, yeah.
David Tyree to catch it with the helmet. Then, of course, the catch by the very wide open Christy Kenny. I mean, Plastic Burris in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and like Jawad said, the Patriots defense took a giant shit on the field and literally took a Giants shit on the field.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what? You know what makes me mad? Mainly mad about that helmet catch is whenever, and that's why I think it's fucking forgot his name because I hate him so much. The safety who now does Sunday Night Football with Drew Brees in them. Harrison, I think it's Harrison. Yeah.
Harrison was the one. You can't see him. Well, it's right underneath Mike. That's Harrison jumping up with him.
Yeah, fucking piece of shit. Whenever he says, "Yeah, I always tell people I was playing the receiver, not the ball." Bitch, he caught the ball with fingertips on his helmet. Why were you playing the man? Why weren't you trying to get the ball out? I'll never understand that. Like, I would at least give it to him if he went to try to hit him to knock the ball loose.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
Joey, is that the catch in the background?
That's the catch.
Yeah.
Can we see that, please?
How?
Put us to the
Joey,
side.
I don't know how.
Put us to the side. No, all three of us to the side.
All right, hold on.
The
It
way
won't do
Joe
it.
said that.
Oh,
How?
shit. That sucks.
Why can't I do that?
I don't know. I would at least say
you've done it plenty of times.
No, it's not letting me do it.
thank you, football gods.
Yeah, no, look, Mike, I mean, I might as well, my number one, obviously I haven't said it yet, but my number one is in fact this game as well and what it meant to Giants fans. I mean, yes, I was old enough for the Giants win in 1990. I was definitely old enough for the Giants win in 87 too. But I wasn't into football back then. I didn't even know who the Giants were. This was my first Super Bowl as like an adult to appreciate the win as much as I did, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, this is a game that nobody thought the Giants were going to win. This was the perfect season that was on the line for the Patriots, and like you said, you know, Plax made that bold prediction, and everybody was just like, "How are you going to keep the Patriots from scoring the amount of points they did all year?" I mean, they did it to you the final game of the season. But I also said too, and I think and they said it. This is why Coughlin started those guys. This is why they said we're going to play, even though they were in the playoffs. We are going to play that game hard, as if it's and Belichick did the same thing. Belichick's all right. I'm not going to rest my starters either. And I think that game, because it was a close game too. That game is what made the Giants believe that, you know what, next time around, we see them next time, we got them. And I know we talk about the catch, obviously, Eli getting free, making that throw, and then that catch was amazing. But a couple things else had to happen. Jacobs had to convert that 4th and 1. The 3rd and 5 pass to Tyree. But more importantly, you had a 3rd and 11 pass to Steve Smith. That got you the first down. And then, of course, 1st and 10, the pass to Burris. Wide open. Corner of the end zone. And then, of course, don't forget, Brady and the Patriots got the ball back. There's 35 seconds left, and they only needed a field goal. Which, think about that. Think about that for a second. When you're thinking, and I thought what made me think about this even more so, because I was watching this game a couple of weeks ago, is the Bills and Chiefs game. And what Mahomes did with 13 seconds, and Brady and that almighty team had 35, or give or take a little bit. Yeah,
you know what's crazy? You got to give a lot of credit to the fact that, trying to say this as delicately and without yelling, the fact that the Chiefs had a wide receiver who could fucking catch a football. That must have been just like heaven for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Brady had this slot guy who was a bit taller than Tyreek Hill and couldn't grab it.
No, even better. I'll do you one better. Wait, which one are you talking about? You talking about this, Harrison? You talking about Harrison?
No. I'm talking about when Brady hit Wes Welker right here.
Oh, no.
Bring it in.
Well, I'll do you one better. How about Asante Samuel missing that interception?
You want to know why I don't hold that against him? That's a tough play. He was on the sideline. It was like a sideline catch. That's a tough play.
It was a tough play, but he still had hands on it.
Yes, albeit in the NFL, you have to make those plays. But it was a tough play. But no, Harrison, I hate his bloodline. I mean, I'm looking at that. Yeah, I hate his bloodline.
Yeah. But look, again, for Giants fans and just the fact the Super Bowl itself, I mean, that game was good.
It was.
It wasn't high scoring, but it was, it was back to it was defense versus defense, and I thought it was an even game, and I when I was making fun of the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl from a few years ago, and how, I mean, I'm sorry, but it was just, for me at least, it was a very boring, it was a pathetic Super Bowl, because what you said, Juwan, made sense, because you said, when I think of Super Bowls, I think dominance, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess at that point, the dominance version of the dominant side was the defense, correct? But it's still, when I think dominance, I'm thinking 49ers versus fucking Chargers, and 49ers winning like 49 to whatever the fucking score was. I mean, they buried the Chargers that year. I think it was like 95 or something like that. So that's what I think when I think dominance, but
I'm
I'm
gonna be honest with you. I look at Super Bowls to
like last year's Super Bowl was dominant, you know?
Right. But see, someone might say that's boring because it was so one-sided, right? It wasn't back and forth. It was very much just all Bucks.
Right.
So that's why I said football for me, it changes because, again, I'm biased because Patriots played in that Super Bowl.
I understand.
Even if they didn't,
what
I liked about it is the one thing I told you I need to see in the regular season more from NFL teams. And that was just two defensive minds locking in and saying, I won't give.
Yep.
Fuck you, I won't give.
I want
and Tom Brady having to find a way to get around how dominant that defense is for that Gronk catch and then the one touchdown the game had.
Right.
So that's why I appreciate it because, look, what did Cincinnati do in overtime against the Chiefs? They buckled in, and albeit, again, that was just a horrible throw.
Yeah, really, yeah.
But they buckled in and played really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, we just don't see it enough, and we're so used to the high-flying offenses and the 30 points and everything. So to see a game where two defensive minds just say, nah, this is chess. I'm not giving up. You know what I'm saying? I did appreciate that because it's the style of football you just don't see.
I mean, I appreciated the Cincy and Chiefs game, but I rather, and again, take the overtime part of it away. I like the Bills and Chiefs game. I liked it when, this obviously 2 minutes left, but look what we got in those final 2 minutes and and just the showcase of the talents of the offense and of the quarterback, what do you call it? Side of the ball. I like it.
I always like some of my favorite NFL moments are defensive moments. Like I'll never forget.
No, none is agreeing with you. He likes the defensive games the best too.
Right. I'll never forget Sherman slapping the ball to he's still on the Seahawks now, the middle Wagner in the NFC Championship game. Mm-hmm. That was a tough defensive game where Kaepernick and Russ were trying to go tit for tat, but the defenses were not letting up. And a defensive play is what ended that game. I fucking love games like that where the defense comes out and they really get the shot.
Look at Butler. Butler ended the game. That was a defensive.
Butler ended the game with defense, right?
Yeah.
See, I can't even like. I'm just nodding in approval because Joe, I like a defensive football game.
No, I know.
Look, I don't mind if it's like, well, okay, they scored 3 touchdowns, they scored 2 touchdowns. I don't care about that, as long as the game isn't like 35 to 40, the 42 or something. I don't care if it's like in the 20s and shit.
Yeah, because I remember everyone
make it interesting though.
Well, none of our picks for the most part, if I'm not mistaken, except I guess you can count the Pats and Falcons, right? For the total combined score. None of the picks that at least that I picked either had blowout scores. I think they were very close Super Bowls. That's why I picked them. But they were also, for the most part, an under. With maybe all right, Steelers and Cardinals had a combined 40 points, right?
Yeah, of mine.
No, 40, 50.
The only one that probably was over would have been Denver and Green Bay because it was 31-24.
Right.
But everything else was 21-17, 26-21, 20-19.
And that Rams and Titans game for the Rams being the prolific offense that they were, the Titans did a really good job defensively, especially in the first half. Right. So that was another one where it's like, all right, well, the defense was going neck and neck, but then at one point, I guess, especially at halftime, sometimes teams make adjustments and they come out and they start playing differently. So,
I mean,
or the NFL calls and say, hey, can you guys fuck up a little bit because nobody's watching this shit?
You know what I'm thinking of? The meme, the guy, do something.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something.
The NFL's poking. Do something.
I just, to me, when I watch sports, because I play video games, and Joe, you play Madden all the time. Whenever I look at a football game and I see that one team has 54 and the other one has 48, I look at that and I'm like, that's what happens like when you play your younger sibling, right? And you're just like, all right, fuck a defense. I'm trying to get 100 points.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to see a football or basketball game that's that high in total points. And I'm like, bro, did the defense just stay at home?
So when
what the fuck happened?
When I win games of franchise 117-0, is that bad?
No, but see, it's okay because it is a video game.
It's a video game.
That's like what I used to have.
I also play on Rookie. So.
All-Star Baseball
Me too, Joe. Don't worry.
2005 is like I used to win every game like 35-0.
Right, and it's and the other thing is too. The argument is why is that fun? It's why it's fun for me is because I create players and I'm the quarterback,
Exactly.
and guess what? I'm the best quarterback in the world. So
I'm the best player on my baseball team. So
let's add this in. I spend $65 on these games.
Right.
If I want to beat teams 600-2, I'll do it. I paid my money for it, so I never feel the need to explain myself on that.
Oh, look at this, Brandon coming in with the hot one. My number one Super Bowl moment: Joe Burrow kneeling the ball.
Yes. Wait, time out, Brandon. You left something out. How dare you, Brandon? I'm very disappointed. Joe Burrow kneeling with a cigar in his mouth. That's how he's gonna end the Super Bowl. He's gonna light one as he goes to kneel, and that's how he finishes up.
Wait, so you don't think Mac hits a game-winning field goal?
I would like that too. Because we've gotten away from game-winning field goal games for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be cool with it. But no, nothing would make me feel better than Joe Burrow being what ices the game.
Speaking of game-winning field goals, right? And the reason why I didn't remember this was actually I don't know. I don't know why I don't remember it, but the Colts. Who the fuck do they play now? Fuck.
Bears?
No, because they won the one. Who would they play that they lost?
Saints. Yeah, you're talking about Peyton Manning. Saints.
I'm talking about the one where Vanderchak missed the field goal, and that's why the Colts lost.
Well, the only game the only game Peyton Manning's Colts lost in the Super Bowl was the Saints.
Okay, so was that so there was a game that the Colts lost. Oh, wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. That was the Colts lost to the Seattle. No, it's not Seattle.
No, that's Broncos.
Is it the Broncos? It was the Broncos. The Broncos.
Broncos got blown out by Seattle.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So the Colts would have went to the Super Bowl, but fucking Vanderjagt missed the game tying field goal. That's what it was. I'm sorry. All right. My mistake. Had nothing to do with the Super Bowl, so I don't know. I'll bring it up. But yeah, but the Patriots were the one that fucking perfected the game-winning fucking field goal in the Super Bowl.
Yes. And remember, New England went to play the Giants in that second Super Bowl because Baltimore's kicker went wide left.
Yeah.
You couldn't get any closer for a field goal.
Yep. I hope the Super Bowl doesn't end on a kneel down. I'm the same.
Also none. Brandon, I think, is a Bengals fan.
Yeah, he's a Bengals fan. I don't know if you guys can tell who I'm going for, but So here's the thing, really quick, and then we're going to end the stream.
How pissed are we going to be, Joe, if Odell wins a ring?
I wouldn't be pissed.
I wouldn't be pissed either. I mean, I'll be like, okay.
I wouldn't be pissed. You know why? Because here's the thing. When Odell was doing his thing, when I say thing, I'm talking about one-handed circus catches against the fucking Cowboys. Mm-hmm. We were all ready to suck his dick. And then he obviously had some whatever issues, maturity issues or whatever, right? And he did whatever, and then he went to Cleveland, didn't work out. It seems to be working out here. And we can't argue the fact that he's a good receiver. Yeah. So if he has success in LA or whatever team afterwards, so be it. I'm going for the Rams. I won't be mad if Burrow and the Bengals win. If it was any other team, except the Giants, but if it was any other team that the Bengals were playing, I probably would be rooting for the Bengals because they're the underdog and they're the better story.
There's no better story than
where are you?
Where is he?
I wanted to showcase just Joe Burrow.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you did that thing where you disappear.
No, I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay. He did the Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's no better story than a kid that's left at home during Christmas twice.
I know.
Go on to become a future Super Bowl
You're right.
Champion. You know what I'm saying? Going from hand on the cheek, you know what I'm saying? You filthy animals. To winning a Super Bowl. There's no better story in the NFL ever. It's even better than Tom Brady's story. So, yeah, we need Joe Burrow to win this.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Joe Burrow looks like Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
I'm sorry. No, I'm saying Joe Burrow is Macaulay Culkin.
Not talking about you guys, but the media is using the same recycled talking points from the Titans and Chiefs game to say the Bengals will lose.
What do you mean, Brendan?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
I want the Bengals to win.
No, he's saying he's not talking about us.
On this game.
No. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So when you look at the Titans and the Chiefs game,
right,
those were games that you could make an argument. Titans lost, Chiefs lost, more so than the Bengals went in there and won.
I can see that. Yeah, okay.
So I could see how the media is looking at this more so as I'm not trying to hate, but seeing Burrow smoking a cigar just looks like an oxymoron to me.
I don't know why the oxymoron.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'll put myself back in if it's bothering you. I'm sorry.
No. But no, none. What do you mean by the oxymoron? I know what an oxymoron is. What do you mean by oxymoron?
Back in. There you go.
Yeah.
What's the oxymoron with the Joe Cool smoking a cigar?
But I do understand what Brandon's saying about how the media is looking at Cincinnati like they don't necessarily deserve to be here.
Oh, because I get it. Okay, because he looks like a kid.
Good. I like that.
All right, I get it. Because he looks like you should be calling child protective services. Because he looks like he looks like a baby. I get it.
Look, him smoking a cigar is not the worst thing. He was left home twice. He'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? He'll be fine.
But look, no, again, if it wasn't for wanting Stafford to succeed and finally get over the hump of get out of the head of the critics where they say he can't do this, he can't do this, he can't do this. I just want him to get a ring, and then that's it. Joe Burrow is young enough. This team is young enough where I know, at least I don't think they unless it's obviously it could. The NFL is hard to repeat. We know that, but. I think they're young enough and they have the talent where this won't be their last. And Stafford's the older guy. Give it to him, and any other team, I'd be going for the Bengals. So my point is, I'm going for the Rams, but if the Bengals win and Burrow gets a ring, I'm not gonna hate. I won't be mad.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I won't be able to make Monday's show if Burrow wins. I'm flying out to Cincy.
All right. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to have to bump up Monday's time if that's all right, guys. I'm sorry. Totally forgot. So, obviously, I don't have Anakin for the weekend because I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl not at my house. So, but I have to pick him up in the morning.
Not in my house.
And I pick him up literally the time that we normally go on. So, I'm going to have to bump it to maybe 2 o'clock just to be safe, if that's all right, guys.
Good with
all right. So on that note,
I'm good.
This
wait, last thing, Joe.
Last
thing. You gotta fucking cancel the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
you gotta stop doing it.
Wait, they still play that?
You know what though? I saw the best idea on Facebook. Somebody actually posted a meme and it's actually pretty good. They said it should have been Jacksonville up against the Lions for the number 1 overall draft pick, and
I agree.
That way.
I
like that idea.
I agree.
Brandon wants to know if I was surprised by Burrow comeback player of the year. I was. I thought Mike wasn't.
I wasn't because I said Joe Burrow was going to be comeback player of the year.
You did say that. I thought it was going to go to Dak. I mean, he edged Dak, so Dak was obviously close and
I mean, obviously, Joe, if you take it down, I got it right there. Dak who?
Yeah, no, I get it. I thought it was going to go to Dak only because I was under the impression. Because Burrow didn't play a full season, I just didn't see how it would be comeback of the year. But I get it. Look, he still came back from a bad injury and had a breakout year. So
huge year. But I will say this, because apparently when they're equating Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl appearances matter. So Pro Bowl should just be you made the Pro Bowl. You don't have to go play it. I'll still fly you guys out if you want to do the vacation in Hawaii. But we're not televising.
I'm going to see Alvin Kamara. Then he just go beat the shit out of people.
Oh, yeah, then you just beat up people. But I will say, I was watching the skills challenge, Joe.
Yeah.
And I was watching Mac Jones struggle to fucking hit QB targets. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Get this off my screen.
Let me tell you something. So growing up.
Didn't they play dodgeball?
Yes.
The QB challenge was always my favorite. So much so that, obviously I always used to play street ball and I used to throw the ball around with my friends, but I would use the one-way signs or the stop signs or whatever as targets for QB challenge. We do it all the time. So I loved it. But I was pretty accurate, but you'd miss. So QB challenge, fucking throw the ball, hit a car. But anyway, those are always my favorite. And I do like the skills.
You know what ruined the Pro Bowl?
Part of it.
Honestly.
What?
Moving it from having it stop being in Hawaii, because to them that was like a family vacation. They used to bring their wives and their kids and have a good time.
I don't think that ruined it though.
I won't say that ruined it. What ruined it was, and Deion Sanders said this in his tweet, what ruined it is you got the players that look at it now as, bro, this is like my day off.
Yeah.
I'm
not hitting a guy. I'm not getting hit. This is my fucking day off.
Exactly.
And that's why I said that. The meme I saw makes perfect sense. Have the two worst teams go at it.
I agree.
And like I said, having a Super Bowl, call it the ship bowl or whatever you want to call it.
Wait, time out. Mike, you're actually
the toilet bowl. The toilet bowl.
No, but time out. Mike's a genius because it eliminates the biggest problem in the NFL. It eliminates tanking.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't matter what your record is. You have to
that's the first time anybody called me a fucking genius.
No, because now you have to go win the game.
Yeah,
now you have to go win a game that matters, and the winner gets that number one overall pick. Yeah. I love that. I fucking love that.
Why can't they do that? I mean,
I love it. Now,
a week before the Super Bowl, you just go at it.
Now, wait. Here's where you might fuck yourself.
That's a good one. Do Pro Bowl on Madden.
Yes, do Pro Bowl on Madden.
They did that last year, but didn't they do that last year during the pandemic?
Yeah, they did. They did do play.
They did a Madden Pro Bowl on.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because they had their athletes play as themselves.
Right. Yeah. But here's what might mess up your concept, Mike.
What if you're not in Madden though?
Well, that. But
wait, hold on. If you're not good enough to be in Madden, you're not good enough to be in Pro Bowl then.
That is very true. But here's what might mess up the two worst teams playing each other. If let's say I'm Jared Goff, right? I don't want to play hard so that you can get the quarterback to replace me.
Yeah.
Like,
so then you can take that fucking
does that make me look like? Like, yeah, I'm gonna play hard so you can replace me with the next future.
Well, I don't think Jacksonville is gonna pick another quarterback right now.
Oh, no, of course not. Right.
So, I mean, Jared Goff should go.
But think about the position they will take. Like, picture if they want to take a wide receiver. I'm playing hard as hell to score for you to replace me. Nah, hell no.
I just feel like the only reason why I want them to remove the Pro Bowl is because I really don't care about the Pro Bowl. So if they decide to keep it, then whatever it is, no skin off my back because I don't watch it anyway. So
there's no game for the All Madden team. I mean, why don't we just have an All Pro team and just give them an award or something just for making an All Pro team?
Yeah. The reason why it bothers me so much, Joe, is I was watching Skip and Shannon when they were talking about should Julian Edelman be a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And he was saying he has no Pro Bowls. And I'm like, wait a minute. We're equating Pro Bowls as this high status of when you get there. But then we're shitting on the guys that don't want to play hard when they're there. Like, no one really cares about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, there's very few fans that can go, Peyton Manning went to 16 Pro Bowls. Ty Law went to 6. You know what I'm saying? So to fans, they don't even give a fuck about Pro Bowl.
And ever since they made the Pro Bowl the week before the Super Bowl, it's even worse because then
right.
The guys that are in the Super Bowl, I mean, Cooper Kupp definitely should have been in the Pro Bowl.
100%.
But he can't play it because he's still going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's kind of like a game of two-hand touch almost, the way I was watching some of the highlights.
No, it's worse than that. Because I remember when we played two-hand touch in gym, I used to shove people. Fucking serious?
Yeah, we did too. Joey, how many times did we shove people into cars?
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying. So I'm like,
sewer to sewer. You can play sewer to sewer. Or sewer cap to sewer cap.
Yeah, I get
100%,
it. 100%. Yeah, I get it. You're not saying anything wrong.
Fans to vote. So I'm like, wait a minute. You're holding against Julian Edelman an accomplishment that you allow fans to vote in?
Yeah. No, you're right.
What is that?
I agree. I agree with you guys 100%. But look, I'm looking forward to Sunday's game. I hope it's a good game. I hope it's, it doesn't have to be, like we said, a shootout, but I hope it's something where it's not like like a snooze fest or somebody's got like a 31-3 lead in half or whatever.
And then Joe Burrow comes back and scores 31 unanswered points.
I know. I know people are already looking at prop bets, fucking trying to bet how many interceptions Stafford's throwing, and that's why That's what I hear online, and that's why I want Stafford. Again, nothing against Burrow and the Bengals. Like I said,
Years has popped.
I wouldn't mind Stafford proving the doubt is wrong.
He's gonna give you 2 good ones.
I looked back at previous Pro Bowls to see when they stopped caring. From what I could tell, it was around 2015 to 16 when I can clearly see the change.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
that's
so-
when they made the Pro Bowl the week before the Super Bowl.
Right.
35,
Also,
24.
keep this in mind. I think it's the same problem is with basketball. A lot of these guys are good friends,
Mhm.
right? So you don't have that competitive drive. You have it during the season,
Yeah,
but during the Pro Bowl is like recess.
yeah.
You know
It's
what
pretty
I'm
much.
saying?
It's exactly. It's like backyard. Yeah,
You're just
I get
hanging
it.
out with your friend. I mean, for Pete's sake, we watched Stephon Diggs guard Trayvon Diggs on opposing positions. So like Stephon Diggs was playing cornerback.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs was playing wide receiver.
Yep.
I don't fucking want to see that shit. Like, you're brothers. You're only gonna go but so hard during the Pro Bowl, right?
I get it.
So I'm like, yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, that could have been a little more interesting, and then have mom in the stands and start yelling at them for beating.
No. The only thing that would have completed it is if mom was the quarterback. Then I would have. If mom was
No, mom would have came out to the field and smacked both of them for hitting.
I do have a question for either one of you, whoever know the answer, or Brandon. Brandon might know. As far as the tight ends go for both teams, I know when they first went down with the injury, Uzama was predicted to possibly be all right by the time the Super Bowl came around. With Higbee, they both have the same injury, with Higbee being more doubtful. Do we know anything as far as these tight ends? Are they going to be in?
Somebody's going to
I
tell
know,
me
the
because
tight
I
ends
got
supposed to be
Higbee in my
playing.
TD scorer parlay.
Stafford will throw them. You got to be ready to catch those interceptions at 49ers. Yeah, that's true. Hey,
It hit him in the chest, bro. Like, damn.
Hey, Ramsey also dropped one though.
No, he for sure did.
Yeah. So you're saying, so Mike, Higbee was you think Higbee's going to be in?
Higbee's on there because I got him in my parlay. Now if Higbee's out,
all right, Uzama is playing. Okay, so Brandon. All right, so we got that. But what about Higbee? Because Uzama was hopeful, they said, so he's going to play. And they both had an MCL sprain. So I don't just know if Higbee is. Nor do I mean, I think Higbee is a big part, but I don't know if that's a make or break for the Rams. But Uzama is definitely a big piece, though, for the Bengals. I mean, but they still have Higgins and Boyd and fucking Chase. Fuck.
You got me all pissed off now because I don't know if he's playing or not. Now I guess I could cancel the parlay and redo it.
Possibly. Oh shit.
Yeah, so guys, just wanted to make a quick announcement. Bengals and Rams injury report. Let's see. Uzama's limited. Tyler Higbee is still out. This was 2 days ago.
Okay, so whoever's limited will play.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
might have
they're
to.
doubtful, they might play.
Versus Rams. Okay. For the Rams, tight end Higbee remained out as he continues to trend toward not playing Sunday.
Could be. I gotta figure out how to cancel this bet.
I mean, the last thing I want you to do is cancel the bet, and then the guy ends up playing. But as of 2 days ago, right? No, not even. It said the 10th. That was yesterday. As of yesterday, it looks like Higbee is trending to be out. I mean, it's Friday now, dude. So
Mike, how
Bengals
close to
coach
game
confirmed it,
time
yeah.
do you have to close out a bet?
the day of.
The day of? Then yeah, just
Yeah,
wait.
you can close it the day of, right, Mike? You can close it Sunday morning, right?
I should be able to because I got Cam Akers, Higbee, Cup, Boyd, Mixon, and Chase.
Okay.
At
I don't know about Jamar
160 to 1 odds.
You're talking about Jamar Chase having a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I understand where Jawan's coming from. They're probably more likely to go be guarding Chase especially with Ramsey, but I don't know. Just such an electric player. I'm telling you, this Bengals offense is scary. And I'm not saying the Rams.
I'll figure out how to get this
I take that back.
canceled.
I take that back, Mike. I'm so sorry. I take that back. Because I remember I said that against the Buccaneers, that Mike Evans did have a touchdown.
Yeah, I see. That's where I was going with Brandon. I think because they're probably going to be on Chase, I think Boyd and Higgins are probably going to have to step up, especially Boyd.
I mean, look, we're looking at this from a different aspect. This could be a Joe Mixon game.
Yeah, no, it's the other thing. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Brandon's saying he takes his third wide receiver versus their third corner all day. I get it. Yeah.
So Higgins is the third wide receiver, right?
Yeah, because I would put Boyd at number 2. The only problem that I can see the Rams causing is making none of that a factor and just getting at and then pulling a 9-sack game, like the Titans did. That's probably where they want to come in. But I'm not saying that that's going to happen. But if they play the right schemes, maybe they get at Burrow where they can't.
Every team is different. But if you struggled like that against Kansas City, Aaron Donald is literally the closest thing to a Terminator we've ever had in real life. Like, obviously outside of The Rock. But yeah, Aaron Donald's going to destroy.
Aaron Donald single-handedly said, "Get the fuck on my back," against the Buccaneers, and basically said, "Get on my back. We're gonna," I get it. But if they do neutralize Donald, that's the problem, because like when we said this, how many times, you still got Von Miller, now you got Floyd, so they have capable help from the other side. So,
and I will say this one thing that goes to Joe Burrow that we couldn't say for Jimmy G: he makes better decisions in a hasty situation. He
does, but the problem with Burrow, the only critique I have with Burrow, and I said this either last week or the week before, is that he's got to learn to get rid of the ball instead of taking some sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him for not turning the ball over. So that's always a plus when you're not giving the ball away. Like you said, making smart decisions, not throwing it into the hands of the other team, or getting strip sacked. But he is taking sacks, and a couple of times in I think both games, or if not, I think maybe both of them against the Chiefs, he took his team out of field goal range because he took the sack instead of getting rid of the ball. So that's my only critique. Holding on to the ball too long and taking the sack. You got to get rid of the ball sometimes.
You're right.
But so I agree. So look, that's why I said I hope this game is good, but I do want to thank Mike and Juwan for coming on. I had fun. We talked about the NFL awards, and of course we did our top 5 Super Bowls of all time, our personal picks with an honorable mention each. I did say earlier, but for those of you that missed, so Monday, for our normal Monday morning quarterback, obviously we're going to be covering the Super Bowl and whoever won and lost. We're not going to be on our normal time, which is usually 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. It's probably going to be more like 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to talk about the Super Bowl on Monday, we'll look for that show. I'm going to change it right now. It's currently at 11, but I'm going to move it to 2. Guys, thank you very much. And thanks to everybody in the comments. We had a new guy in the chat, No None. Brandon, thank you very much. Mike, as always, Star Wars. Not So Ordinary Jedi. I knew it was something to do with Star Wars. And I just want to make sure, and listen to Jim as well. Thank you guys, as always. No None. I don't know if you're a subscriber or not. No pressure, whatever. But if you're not, hey, give a channel a try, give a channel a chance. Also, I think I did, guys. And if I didn't, I'll edit that. I'm sorry if I didn't. But usually I have your links in the description for this video. In my videos, I should say. So it should be there. So if you're not familiar with Mike and Juwan, they each have a YouTube channel. So go give them some love. Mike does all sports, mostly wrestling, but he does talk all sports. He's trying to get that in. And of course, Juwan over at Geek Vibes Nation talks about all things geek. So, I mean, you name it, they go over it. You just did your Peacemaker talk last night, right?
Yeah, I'm about to go live now to do the big news that dropped today, and some of the DC stuff that dropped today.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Wait a second, Juwan.
Mm-hmm.
Juwan.
Yeah.
You're going live where?
Well, I'm still here, so but I'm gonna.
No, the reason why I say that is I got a show in 10 minutes.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was later.
We could make it later if you want. It's just you and I.
Oh, it's just me and you? Shit.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're
All right, because we were doing the Book of Boba Fett at 6. I honestly didn't know we were going to go 2 hours with this one, though.
Swear to God, I forgot. I thought it was later. Maybe I have a show later. That's what I'm.
No, it was supposed to be later yesterday. When it was yesterday, it was supposed to be 7:30 and 8:30. Remember?
Yeah, I'm.
You guys don't even know what you're doing.
I don't. But that's the.
At least I know. My show goes on tomorrow at 12:00.
Okay.
My 1 year anniversary. You already plugged that. Thanks.
Yeah. You got that plug. Look for Boyd across the middle early. Rams will play a soft coverage across the middle. And Brandon just started Mac Fraction's Hawkeye today. I don't know.
Very good book.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys. Joanne, we'll talk about that offline. But all right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Drink responsibly. Party responsibly. And we will see everybody on Monday.
But
Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.